Honestly, just being like surrounded by all the women of 9 Mile was probably my favorite part of the brew day. We don't really get to spend a lot of time together, all together. So being able to come and spend an entire day doing something that we really like and something that reflects our values was super cool and probably my favorite part. International Women's Collaboration Brew Day is a pretty fun thing that a group of women created, where you can not only create an awareness around women in the industry, but you can also come together as a group who's eager to learn or eager to push the boundaries, and raise money for charities and just collaborate and network. And then it's also largely, I think, important for women to kind of like show people what we're made of, and show people in the brewing industry that we can make really awesome beers too. Throughout history, it's kind of cool because women were the ones who discovered brewing, discovered beer by accident. And so like in the Babylonian times, women created and took over this responsibility for thousands of years. And it wasn't until the 18th century that the mash paddle got passed on to men. But now the mash paddle is being passed back. And women, you're seeing a lot of women in the industry coming back into the light and creating these amazing beers. And we just thought it was super important to celebrate and honor that. Yeah, so every year, the people that run the International Women's Collaboration Brew Day, they come up with a theme and they announce it before March 8th. And so the idea behind it is that once they release the theme, you create an idea and a beer around it. So this year's theme is Unite Compassion, and it was very reflective of this past year in particular. So we decided to partner with OUT Saskatoon to show that compassion to other organizations within our community. OUT Saskatoon is an organization that is rooted in the downtown core area. They are the driving force behind the awareness and education for the queer community. They offer things ranging from peer support to counseling to gender-specific education and sexual health education. And they also run the Pride Home, which is a long-term living situation for queer youth. Our inspiration was the Lavender Menace movement. So it was a movement in the 70s that really kind of focused on the queer community within the women's movement. The Lavender Menace movement was based around a lesbian activist group in the 1970s in America, and it was during a key point in the women's liberation movement that there's a woman who was leading it who thought that radical lesbians would actually jeopardize the legitimacy of the movement, and essentially she was trying to push them out. And she had named them the Lavender Menace. And so these women decided hey, we're not leaving. This is our fight too. And they took back the name and decided to, they showed up with lavender shirts on and had Lavender Menace spray painted across it. And we're like, yeah, we're the Lavender Menace. When it came to the theme, we finally pinpointed our partner organization and we decided we wanted to partner with OUT Saskatoon. And then once we figured that out, then we were able to create an idea and a concept and ultimately a beer around them. So it's got lavender, orange and vanilla tea, And then North Saskatchewan blueberries. It's super easy to drink, very crushable, and it is a lavender color as well. Kind of has that undertone of that color. Yeah, we're super stoked about it. It tastes very good so far, so we're super excited.
I thought to myself, like, this is an amazing idea. This is like so exciting. This stands for a lot of things that we represent in, I think, within ourselves, but also within the brewing industry. There's a lot of like fierceness and rawness and tenacity that surrounds it, and it was just a huge like moment for me to see it and be like, this is perfect. Anna, the artist, actually took the stenciling artwork from the original t-shirts and she added it to the label. And then in the background, it kind of tells a story about what this activist movement is about. And that's what we wanted to try to showcase, is that, you know, the rawness of the activism, and also, you know, to show people like a little bit of the story, and also to let them like, you know, question a little more about what it's about.
Yeah, so we decided to call our beer Lavender Menace because it's basically showing our community that we are very inclusive. We want everyone's voices to be heard, and we kind of like stand up for what we believe in.